Good evening, everybody. This is Stephen Howson. This is Full Time Devils. And Manchester United have dropped one tonight, which is a very strange one for them. And that is that they have agreed terms with Benfica for the transfer of Victor Lindelof. Now, it's strange because in their statement, Manchester United say that the deal is pending international clearance, personal terms, and also a medical. So this is very, very rare for Manchester United. In fact, this is super rare for Manchester United to announce something like this. It's not in the club gossip section or anything like that. It was a Facebook post. It was a Twitter post. It was on all their social media. This is like a proper announcement from Manchester United. And you think, why have Manchester United done that? Why at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night have Manchester United announced that prior to the medical, prior to the personal terms, and prior to international clearance? United absolutely never do that. I have no idea why. I literally have no idea why Manchester United have chose to do this. So let's get into it then. Let's see what the crack is. I've just found out that Sky are reporting that the fee's going to be around 30,700,000. So let's call it 30 million for ease then. So about 30 million, which is not a bad going rate for an international defender playing in a top flight somewhere in Europe. With the age that he is and the potential sell-on value he got, that seems like a pretty good deal. For me, I think there's a couple of question marks over Lindelof himself in terms of how he plays football, which I'm hoping to be proved massively wrong on, because I think this is going to be a guy that certainly starts alongside Bay for us next season. Positives: he's tall, he's strong, he's fast, he's very good with the ball. I think his heading's a little bit suspect, and I think his one-on-one defending is a little bit suspect as well. I think he gets found out, I think he gets turned. And I think there's just a couple of things that I think he can definitely improve on. Maybe Jose Mourinho is the guy to improve on that. Maybe Bay and him are going to blend together nice as a partnership. I'm just putting it out there that I do have my reservations. And the instant thing that most people always retort back with is that Jose Mourinho's got a perfect record with defenders. And he's not. And this isn't me trying to be negative. This is me just trying to put facts out there and right some of the incorrect information that I see going out there from people. Now, some people will say that Jose Mourinho's perfect record with defenders. I'm going to throw at you Boularus, I'm going to throw at you Ben Haim, and I'm going to throw at you Del Orno. Now, I'm just going to put it out there. He might be working with an entirely different scouting team than he was at Chelsea. A lot of his flops did seem to come in at Chelsea, so it would sort of stack up. Didn't have so many flops at Chelsea, although he did sign Adebayor when he was at Chelsea. At Real Madrid. So, I don't know. I think the transfer business that Jose did last season was absolutely perfect. If it's even closer at this window, then we're going to be fine next season. But I'll just put it out there. I've got to be honest with you guys. I can't come in here and say that I'm absolutely stoked. I think this guy's the number one defender in the world, because I don't think that. So I'm just being honest with you guys that I've got a little bit of a reservation about him. Fantastic on the ball. Distribution, absolutely mega, which is a huge upgrade on what we've got currently in Chris Smalling. It's just that defensive side. Now, alongside Baye, we haven't got an issue. But if Bay's injured, and he does get injured, then we may have a problem. So I'm holding my hands out and say, I've got reservations, but I'm hoping for the best, and I'm hoping that I'm proved completely wrong on this one. Anything else that comes out with this one? Oh yeah, so this has sort of been on the cards from January, hasn't it? When it was coming all from the Portuguese side of stuff, and it was the Portuguese press was pushing this deal hard, and they was pushing it, trying to make this deal happen, and United didn't seem to be interested, and it sort of rumbled on since then, and it's from then that I've started watching him. Anytime that Benfica have been on, I'll be like, let's have a look at this fella here, then and let's have a proper look at him. And that's where I've formed my opinion of him. Now, you got to say, in a Manchester United team, he's going to be playing around different players. He's going to have a different set of pressures and circumstances facing him. He's also going to have, different players in front of him and around him, and different people running at him. So you can't judge him entirely off what he's done previously in his career. I'm just throwing it out there. That's my thoughts on it. And it seems to have rumbled on for so long that I actually didn't think there was anything in it. I thought that it was just all smoke and mirrors from Benfica. And if you look at the amount of players that are getting shut at Benfica at the moment, I don't know how they're going to field a team next year, because every day there's a new rumour about a new player leaving Benfica. So how they're going to cope next season, I don't know. I'm going to come to the comments in a second. So any comments that you guys have got, throw them in there. The statement from Manchester United is that Manchester United have reached agreed terms with Benfica for the transfer of Victor Lindelof. And that's will be completed pending international clearance, the agreement of personal terms, and also the successful completion of a medical, which is, it's bizarre why United have allowed this to be released this evening. Why not wait till Monday? I don't get it. I really don't get why they would talk about this now, prior to all those things happening, because if he somehow fails the medical, which we've seen happen before, famously with Ruud van Nistelrooy. Then the transfer's off, and then you look silly. That's why you never see Manchester United saying this sort of thing until the player's done his medical. Then they get the press in, the guy's holding the shirt, all done and dusted. United just let people speculate all day long, so I don't understand why they've felt the need to put this one out there at night. You guys, any ideas? Let us know in the comments, and I'll start reading some of them out if they're not going too bananas, and I do think they will be. We need players who are at their peak now. I don't know about that. I think there's always room for people who are still on the up and up. Someone said they're a Portuguese fan and a Benfica fan they've known since January. Christo says it's rare when we do this, correct. Announce Pogba, no idea what you're talking about. Lindelof is Herrera and Cruz's love child, okay. If Bailly gets injured, we have Rojo. Well, Rojo's currently still out injured at the moment, so if he gets injured in the first few weeks of the season, we're screwed. Value for money, Aaron? We can only really say at the end of his tenure, can't we, whether he was value for money or not. Do I think we're getting rid of Smalling, says Daniel. I think there's a chance, at least one. I thought there was a chance prior to this signing anyway. At least one of Smalling and Jones will be moved on. I don't know who that's going to be. Thoughts on rumours of a Di Maria return? That is the most batshit crazy rumour that I have ever heard. There's no way that he's coming back at all. Did someone just compare Lindelof and Bailly to Vidic and Ferdinand? Please tell me that he didn't. Lindelof and Bailly, the new Vidic and Ferdinand. How about relax? I'm not complaining. Someone said I'm complaining. If this comes across as complaining, then you're misconstruing what I'm saying. I'm literally just addressing some of the things that I see out there and giving you my honest opinion on a footballer. I'm not going to come here and lie to you all and say I think this guy's absolutely sick. That was why, it was a genuine response when we signed Paul Pogba, and I'm like, this guy is sick. I don't have that feeling with this guy, and I'm just going to tell you that I don't have that feeling with this guy because that's the absolute truth of what's going on here. I'm not complaining. I know that it's not the easiest. It's not Tesco. You don't just walk in and go, we need a centre-half. They're on aisle 4. Let's go get a centre-half. Transfers are far more complex than FIFA and Football Manager make them seem. There's negotiations that can be ongoing for months and even years in some cases to make transfers happen. Centre-half is a place that I think we need improvement on. This guy's coming in. I think he's probably better than Smalling. I think he's probably better than Jones. I'm just not sure about some aspects of his play. This isn't me complaining. This is me being real with you. So, not taking it as complaining. But let's not compare them to Vidic and Rio. That's just absolute giddiness. So, relax. Can't believe he signed another player defender for 20-year-old. He must be desperate. Really? Better than John Stones, says Joe. Now, that's the one, isn't it? We are yet to find out. John Stones and Lindelof are very similar in the way they play, that they need a little bit of work defensively, but both very good on the ball. Let's hope they're not exactly the same. Probably said the same about Bailly. See, no, we didn't say the same about Bailly. What we said about Bailly was, I've no idea about this guy. But when all these transfers started coming about in January, that gave us 6 months to go and watch this guy. So we've actually, I've watched this guy. So my opinion is formed on the basis of watching the guy. My opinion on Bailly was, I've never heard of the guy. Let's hope he's good. Watch a couple of YouTube videos, go, he's pretty rash. But when you see him doing it for 90 minutes, you go, yeah, he's rash. But you know what? He times it fantastically. There's a difference there. There's an absolute difference there. So there you go. What's going to happen to Axel? I think a loan would be good for him somewhere where he's going to be a first-choice player. That really when he allows you to develop. Rojo looks like he's going to be injured until Christmas. So maybe he'll be kept around until Christmas. And then when Rojo is fit, maybe then Axel goes on loan after Christmas. It will be the best defensive partnership next season. It might end up being the one that keeps the most clean sheets because, let's face it, we already keep a hell of a lot of clean sheets anyway. But, I'm allowed my reservations, am I not? What's my opinion on Morata? I'm underwhelmed, if I'm being honest. When we're linked with the likes of Griezmann, who I think is the finished product, if not one of the best finishers in world football, I'm underwhelmed with Morata, to be honest. But, I haven't seen enough of Morata to have a real opinion on Morata the way I have with, like, Lindelof. People saying bring in Pepe. Now, you can't say Mourinho's not changing his ways. Here's what people are complaining, that he's gone for someone who's unproven, and I'm not in that camp. And people would also complain if he did sign like a Pepe, on a free transfer, wouldn't they? He literally can't win. Smalling to Arsenal, I haven't heard a rumour about that, but need more experience at centre half. Samuel, yeah, I think you're probably right on that one, to be honest. Is it the end of De Gea? I don't think so. By all accounts, it looks like he's staying. We might see our main business done in the next week. Maybe. I don't know, to be honest. I really don't know. Morata ain't that good, says Nikhil. Bring in John O'Say, says X-Demo. Do you think we should get Costa? No, I really don't think we should get Costa. Do I think we should have gone for Van Dijk? I do think Van Dijk would have been a better option. Sky Cover, one of the reporters for Sky, tweeted moments ago, just before I came live, that United had given Woodward a list of 3 centre-halves, and on that list was Lindelof, Keane and Van Dijk. For me, Van Dijk is the best name on that list. Maybe we couldn't do the deal with them. Maybe they wanted 60, 70 million, which is the fee that's been reported to Liverpool, in which case, yes, I don't mind United spending the money on the likes of Pogba when you can see that there's going to be a return on that, there's value for money in that, there's commercial reasons for spending that money, but I don't want to see United get rinsed. Yeah, I think paying over the odds sometimes happens, but I think paying over the odds for Van Dijk, I think he's a very good defender, but you might be able to get 2, and we might actually get 2 looking at what we're about to pay for Lindelof, if that turns out to be correct. What about CBJ? CBJ has got a chance as much as anyone. I think all of these left-backs are starting off next season unless we sign someone on a pretty level playing field. I think Luke Shaw, Demi Mitchell, Cameron Borthwick-Jackson, and possibly even Blind could all be starting off, and Damian as well, as one of you guys needs to come step up and make this first choice. So whoever goes on a tour, it's going to be massive for them. So go on tour, put in a good performance and stake the claim to be Manchester United's first choice left back. What do I think about Perisic? I think Perisic is just a really good, solid player. Doesn't really excite me as much as someone like a Bale does. But I think Mourinho's clearly found something in him that he thinks is going to be able to address. So I guess we'll have to see. Defensive midfielder needed, in my opinion, says Pyro. Yeah, I think we're probably going to get one of those as well. But at the sounds of it, he still wanted one last season. Someone saying Lindelof is the best defender right now. I can't agree on that whatsoever, mate. I think that's absolutely nuts. This is where people call United fans deluded because we think everybody that we sign is amazing. That's not the case. Sometimes we sign players that are a little bit underwhelming, and sometimes they don't come off. Now, I obviously want this guy to work, because if this guy works, he's going to give United a better chance of being successful in all the competitions next season. But I only give my opinion as a fan, right? And my opinion as a fan is, I think this guy's got a lot of flaws in his play. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that this guy's amazing if he's not. It's as simple as that. What do I think about the 30.7 million fee? Going rate, it is what it is. Pereira, will he get a chance? Again, no idea. We can only hope and guess about what's going to happen with some of the players. I think the only one that's guaranteed is I think you'd be very, very surprised if Angel Gomez gets any time next year. The under-18s have got a massive season. The under-19s are going to be taking part in the Youth Champions League. I think he'll have a big part to play in that, and I'd like to see him really take part in that, and United to really take that serious, rather than try and mess about giving him 5 minutes off the bench here and there. Yeah, people are definitely trolling, saying that Lindelof is the best centre-half in the world. How about relax? What about Nainggolan? Come on, man, give me a question. Not happy with our targets. I didn't catch your name, sorry. I think he's addressing specific stuff. I am, like everybody else, I get giddy at the thought of the likes of Griezmann and Bale coming in. I think what he's doing is probably signing a little bit more sensible. He went big on the transfers last year. It kind of doesn't make sense, does it, that now we've got that Champions League and we've got that foothold to really push through and get something for next season. There's no big names coming. Or it appears like there's no big names coming. Or we're not really linked with any big names. It seems to be relatively underwhelming, but they might turn out really great sort of signings. So I guess we'll have to just wait and see. John Stones in disguise, says Oscar Webb. I think they're very similar, yeah. Lindelof and Rojo is a good partnership. I think Bay is the first choice. Bay is the best centre defender that we've got. It's going to be him and one other, certainly. We need a right winger, Lingard off. Why would Lingard's not a first choice for Manchester United as a squad player? You know what I mean? Don't think Griezmann is over, says James Birchford. Neither do a lot of the papers, which is annoying, because you'd hope that once he signs his new deal, it's just done, forget it, park it, move on. Dr. Rommels, Mr. Rommels even saying trust Jose. I do trust Jose. What he proved last summer was absolutely astounding signings, really astute signings, perfect for what we needed. They may well be the same this summer, but I can only give my opinion. I haven't got crystal balls, they're hairy. I can only judge on what I've seen from the players, and I have done a lot of research on Lindelof, and that is my opinion. So there you go. Why no Alexis, says someone? Because life ain't a movie, mate. And you don't get everything that you want. I would love Alexis Sanchez, but I think the chances of Arsenal selling him to us is very slim. Phil Neville is a step over King. Never a true word said. Do I think there is a replacement for Carrick? My thoughts on the replacement for Carrick is that you can't replace him like for like. Like, Carrick was the replacement for Roy Keane, and he wasn't a like-for-like replacement of Roy Keane. He was something different, and football has evolved in the decade that Michael Carrick has been here. So I think it's time that you find the new evolution of Michael Carrick, the new evolution of that central midfielder, the guy that does that job. I guess we will find out, won't we? Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Get all your comments, questions, queries, and all the rest of that stuff in below. Also, go check out the new FIFA 18 trailer, because me and Andy are in it. It's pretty exciting. It looks like the Alex Hunter career mode is going to be banging again this season, so make sure you go check that out. And if there's any more developments or announcements, of course we'll be live giving you the updates on it as well. Thank you for watching. See you later.